Why? Why do you have a bag on your head?
I've been doing some testing. Okay, this is the deal. I'm getting really tired of the man keeping me down. So I get tired of the man telling me what I can't do and I cannot do. Okay, so I came across, I was unboxing some stuff and I saw this warning label, okay? And I'm telling you, the man is not going to keep me down. So it's been about an hour like this. And I'm going to tell you what, I have no issues. I feel fine. I mean, honestly, you know.
We'll be right back.
And this is the Something About Something show. And Ricky did not give the introduction. Thank you, Ricky. And
because I forgot to unmute myself.
Hey, kids at home, never try that at home. You will suffocate. Never do that. We at something about something. We do not condone that type of action.
No, never.
Oh
never.
man, that's oh hey, look at my mug.
Hey, mug! I forgot my mug.
The mug club. We can have our own mug club.
My mug is actually clean.
Yeah.
I left it in the other room.
I just see how you do. So anyway, man, I'm not going to do any spoilers at all, but last week WandaVision was really good. Hey Rob, Mr. Rob Moore from the land down under. He's from the down land. Is he from the land down under or the land that's above the under land? Is he from New Zealand?
I don't remember. Rob, where are you from?
Rob, you're from New Zealand.
He says go get some goose feathers. I don't know what that means.
You know what? It's maybe some medication. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's talking about in the bag. Maybe have it in the, I don't know.
I don't know.
Is he?
You know, it's illegal in the state of Oklahoma to hunt wild Canadian geese. So
and Bigfoot. You can't. Not yet.
Not yet. You cannot yet hunt Bigfoot.
Eventually you can.
Hey, Dan. Good to have you.
Man, I'm still trying to breathe. Oh man. So much going on in Nerdland.
There
so much going on.
I'm
just excited. There's so much nerdiness going on.
Do we want
New
to
Zealand?
New
Yes,
Zealand.
Rob is from New Zealand. Okay, so you're not in the land down under. You're the land down under, above the land down under.
Slightly north of the land down under.
Yes.
You come from a land down under.
You're like the hat.
Sorry.
You're like the hat.
Sorry, we won't do that again.
Huh. Who claims Tasmania? That's what I want to know. Does anybody claim that? I don't know. I'm just stupid American. I don't know anything.
Do you want to talk about some
Tasty
news?
Brevich. Yeah, I do. I love to talk about some news. So this is like the nerd goings of the week. That's not a good title, but
yeah, we're working on a title. We need a title for our little. This is the latest news update kind of thing. That's not stupid news.
Not stupid news.
This is like real, actual stuff we care about.
That's right. And if we care about it, we know you care about it.
You care about it. So, where do you want to start? You want to start with Star Wars?
Man, just started. Yeah, man. They already have a date out for the Bad Batch.
I know. I'm super excited. And I don't even know how this is possible.
I don't know. It's like, what is it, May the 4th?
Yes, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Be with you.
Bad Batch is going to release on Disney Plus. It was just announced in December. How is that possible? I know it's animated. I get it, but there's a lot
that goes into that. So the deal is, if you have not seen the Bad Batch, check out the Clone Wars the animated series, season 7. It focuses a couple of episodes. Will focus on that. Great episode. If you don't want to watch the entire series, at least watch the season 6 and season 7. Yeah. And then it's all good. Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
I'm super excited about that. Now, I don't remember, is Bad Batch going to be a miniseries, or is it going to be a standalone movie, like a movie?
I'm assuming it's a miniseries. or hopefully it'll be a series like an anime. Hopefully it's going to be like an actual TV series like the Clone Wars, because there's a lot of
this is
fodder
saying
there.
animated series.
Okay, good. I figured that. I mean, I'm
Animated
figuring
series. Dave Filoni's going to be
Dave
in charge
Filoni.
of it.
You know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni's in it.
Yeah, it's
So,
going to be. It's going to
gonna
be
be
good.
awesome.
I just can't believe it's coming that soon.
You know what? I am too. Well, I mean, what after the week after WandaVision says goodbye, we're gonna have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, we're gonna have some. It's not time to cancel your subscription yet.
It is not.
It's not like the Mandalorian time where Mandalorian is over. I'm gonna quit my subscription, and then here it comes back again. I'm gonna get my subscription back. No,
Absolutely. We're gonna have something chunking out. Marvel or
Star Wars.
Star Wars, like, I mean, pretty like we're gonna skip like a week or two of not having something, and then something else is gonna come
dude, I'm gonna
out.
just get a little DC love. HBO Max, 4 hours. This is not good. 4 hours of the Justice
don't have a graphic
League.
for this.
We don't, but 4 hours. It's not going to be.
They're not going to do the mini
No.
series. They're not going to do 4 episodes of 1 hour episodes. They're just going to go ahead and release the whole thing as 1 4-hour movie.
Isn't that something? That
That's
is
crazy.
a long movie. We joked about it the other day when we were talking. You know, we know the ending, kind of like the Titanic. You know the ending.
Yeah.
But it's all that filler that I got in there, and so.
And now we know Jared Leto gets another Joker shot. What in the world?
Well, we saw the trailer of it. We saw the new trailer of it, and
Yep.
I'm asking myself, okay, surely he has. That's just not the only part he has in it. And I want to know whether or not did he already film it? Did he have to come in and film it? Because I know they brought some actors back to do the filming on some of these things.
Well, they say there was a lot of Jared Leto left on the cutting room floor from
Josh
the
Whedon?
dang it from the Suicide Squad movie.
Okay, yeah.
You know, so I don't know if is some of this that, but his makeup looks a little different to me.
He does. He doesn't look like Tattoo Man.
So I think.
Hold on, we got Dan Lackey. He's saying definitely looking forward to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, as well as a new Trek, especially the Strange New World. Have you seen the first episode of the new Superman series? No, I have not, Dan, and I need to watch it. I'm really excited about this. I'm hoping it's better than some of the other stuff that CW is doing. Don't be hating. I'm a Superman's fan.
And this is a CW series, correct?
Yes, this is a CW series.
Now this one's going to be Superman and Lois.
Yeah, Superman, Lois, and they're gonna. I guess they have 2 kids. So Dan, did you really like it? Just give us a shout out if you really like it.
No spoilers. Just
no
let
spoilers.
us know if you liked it.
Yeah, because it's. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be real open with you.
Yeah.
I have no plans to watch it.
Hey, that's okay. Be a loser.
I am sorry. I'm not a huge Superman fan in general. And never have been.
Yeah, but
and I haven't followed.
that.
I haven't followed any of the CW stuff at all.
I did for a while, and then I got tired. Just got tired of it.
Adam says, haha, I saw you on YouTube. Heroes coming to he saw me do a similar show on another channel.
Well, since you steal material from this show, we figure we can do the same with your show. So there's no bitterness involved whatsoever. All the hard work that I do, but hey,
I think that's what he meant. Maybe he meant something else.
we'll just take it as that.
Maybe he just saw the titles.
Heroes coming
Second,
to
I
MCU
thought they were
soon
back.
for-
Oh, Heroes. Oh, no. He's not talking about what I said. He's saying he saw the title and he thought we were going to talk about Heroes, the TV show.
Well, I needed to bring it up anyhow because we needed like couple counsel on that deal anyway. So anyway, I look forward to that. But anyway,
so there's news that I just found out about that I'm super excited about. Spider-Man has a title now.
yeah, and I don't
No Way Home.
And Holland
didn't spoil it.
Didn't spoil it. Good.
Some of the marketing was pretty genius. On Twitter, all three of the main characters have put up set photos.
Yeah.
And then they had, the next slide was a title that they claimed was the title of the movie, and they were all super lame.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had this video, and they showed this whiteboard where they're trying to come up with names, and it's pretty funny to read everything that's on there.
Close to home, homeschooled,
work from home,
home.
homeschooled, and in
Home Alone
colored
copyright issue. Home Alone copyright issue.
In colored letters, it says something. It says things about that title, like so. Homeschooled. It says Aunt May said no. Let's see. But anyway, so Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Hey, Todd.
Todd VC said he heard it was Spider-Man Phone Home. That's was
right.
one of the fake names. I think that was the fake name that Holland was saying the movie was going to be.
Yeah, he was going to do a duo with E.T., so we thought that was going to be pretty good. Jason Hamilton said, is Tom Holland coming back then? Last I heard, he was out due to Sony MCU dispute.
Well, they're showing him on on set photos, with the three of them. So, and if
there's anything going on, then they're figuring something out. Yeah, because there's a lot of Tom Holland, and also too, it's interesting too. We may have talked about it before, but for the longest time they talked about Garfield was supposed to be coming back, and Maguire was supposed to be back, and and that was a big deal for the longest time. And
we have Jamie Foxx as Electro is supposed to be coming
and
back,
the guy who played
Doc Ock is supposed to be coming back from the other movies. But
then all of a sudden,
some of that's getting rolled back a little bit.
Some of that they're saying no, only Tom Holland. They're not going to have Garfield, not going to have Maguire. But who knows?
I don't know what to know. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, but Feige's that way. He'll throw some stuff out there. Tom VC says picks. Tom Holland picks are actually cardboard cutouts. So that's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway,
but there's some impressive news. Another thing I picked up, I don't have a image for this, but they are Marvel is going to do a Kingdom of Wakanda series on Disney Plus.
You think that's going to supplement the Black Panther?
I don't know if it's going to supplement it or if it's going to replace it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's we've only heard about this since I think just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
they made
been
this.
Pretty recent.
We heard this, but that's a big question right now. All the Marvel stuff still has Black Panther 2 on the schedule for it's a couple of years away.
Yeah, I can't see how it can continue without him. I mean, it's just
without Boseman.
About Boseman.
Yeah, that's a
at least not
issue to deal with.
Not a feature film, not a box office film. I could see them doing something like you're talking about with Disney Plus. I can see that.
Well, and we talked about this with like the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I always felt like neither one of them were big enough to carry the load of a solo movie.
No.
But the pair of them together make real sense for a series.
Could the pair of them together actually make a feature film after the series if it does really well?
I think if it does well, they could probably pull it off.
That's what a good Marvel buddy movie. I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. So, yeah.
Boseman will be CGI undead actors for the win. Marvel says they're not going to do that.
No, they're not Disney.
There seems to be some news about the Loki series. Dan says, I haven't heard any more noise about Loki lately.
What was it about? I think tonight we're talking about, the characters that we will see or might see in the MCU.
Loki has a date.
Yes, Loki has
it
a
has
date.
a date, June 11th.
But there was
that
also,
was just released.
We'll talk about this later because I did come across some stuff on Loki that may bring something to light. So I don't know.
Are we going to talk about that later in the? Oh, cool.
A little bit later.
All right. Well, perfect.
So, but yeah.
Well, maybe we should get to some stupid news since we've already yacked for like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, let's do that.
This is the Stupid News with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling. And I remembered to do the...
that was good. You didn't mute yourself either. That's professionalism. We're all about professionalism on the Something About Something show. Yes, we are. Before I do anything else, I have, I think there's 2 stories from the great state of Florida. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to our correspondent man in Florida, Dodd Feasy. Feasy, that's not good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's his brother who does fertilizer. Oh man.
So wrong.
I just lost him on my, I think he just unfriended me on Facebook.
He unfriended you. He stopped watching. I can hear the podcast.
Todd said, "Wow, oh no."
I can hear the podcast wife in the back laughing.
Yeah,
oh my goodness,
she can't. Yeah,
she lost it.
Oh, see, I won't be able to say it from now on without thinking of that.
Apologies, Todd.
Apologies, Todd.
We're so sorry. I'm so sorry that
my wife's back there going, Oh, man, okay. Hush over there.
This is why people come watch our show. Not for the cool stuff that we do, for the disaster that we become.
I think it's time to get to the news. Oh my. Apparently on this high Florida woman stabs sister. Naples, Florida. A Florida woman stabbed her sister with an EpiPen.
Wait. That you're supposed to stab people with an EpiPen if they're having, like anaphylactic shock.
Yeah.
So anaphylactic.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I would think so. But apparently she stabbed her sister with an EpiPen because the two were drunk together. And because she says she's allergic to drunks, according to the Naples Police Department.
Oh.
Yeah, so apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, so police said they responded to her home and got with her sister around 10:30 p.m. 911, they showed up. At that point, one of the sisters were asleep, probably because of the EpiPen. Things went crazy. One thing led to another. There was an EpiPen stabbing multiple times, not just one time, but it was multiple times, just in case you couldn't get the allergic reaction, from the drunk out of the way. And then eventually, I guess, it's funny, records show that the victim has been violent towards her in the past, which imagine that, you get stabbed with an EpiPen 5 times by your sister. I think there is some kind of family counseling that needs to be done, but that's pretty much the EpiPen segment for that.
There is something wrong with that. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, there's some family issues there.
Absolutely.
But speaking of family issues, Florida, and I love Florida. Nothing against Florida, and what the comment I made earlier about Feesey has nothing to do with Florida. But anyhow, Florida metal musician he's a metal musician. He turns his uncle's skeleton into a Skelecaster guitar.
He took his uncle's skeleton.
Yeah.
Now wait. Tell me his uncle was a science teacher and he had one of those plastic fake skeletons.
Well, let's the story tell you what it is. I guess Temple musician Prince Midnight, which he goes by this ghoulish guitar, basically made this ghoulish guitar in honor of his uncle Philip.
Okay.
The biggest metalhead he's ever known. The metal-loving musician in Tampa, Florida. He's just made a guitar, unlike most people would normally do it, or a tribute to family members because he made what he called a Skelecaster using both the remains of his leftover Vendor Telecaster in the bones of his dearly departed uncle Philip, who passed away in 1990s. Philip died in a motorcycle accident in Greece in 1996 at the age of 28, and the skeleton was donated to a local college.
Todd Macy says brings a new meaning to having a bone to pick with you. Yes.
If I had my sound, wah, 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 I don't have it with me. But
do
anyhow,
we have photos of this horrific atrocity of musicianship?
I was hoping you were going to ask that. Look at that. Isn't that spiffy?
That is disturbing.
And these are the handy dandy tools you can do yourself right here. Look at that. Just a screwdriver. You got some wiring here. You got some, a little handle there. But look how proud he is playing his uncle. Playing with his uncle. Playing with his uncle. So anyway, I know that was childish, but
that is horrific.
Yeah, apparently, I guess with the help of the funeral home director, he had his uncle Philip's bones sent from Greece. So it came from Greece. The bones were pieced together.
How is this legal?
I don't know. Maybe you can get on eBay. Maybe there's like Etsy has a thing. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway,
that is horrific. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that scary? I don't think there's much more I need to say about that.
No. I would go to your next story.
I would go to my next story. Man. So if you haven't been living under a rock, you've heard about this whole Gorilla Glue thing about
my goodness,
about this Louisiana lady. I can't remember her name. She
sprayed her hair with Gorilla Glue
on
purpose.
Yeah, Tessa Brown.
On purpose.
Was it on purpose? They said that it was by accident. I don't know how you can do it by accident.
Okay, but, I watched a video with her that said she did it. She did it. She knew it was Gorilla Glue when she did it.
Well, I mean, the name itself says something.
Yeah. But then she complained that it doesn't say you can't use it on hair.
Well, that's true. I mean, you got to cover your bases there, I guess.
I mean,
if you want to.
Maybe there's a few other million things you should say you shouldn't use it on.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, hey, Gorilla Glue strikes again. And we have nothing against Gorilla Glue. They're very fine, adhesive, especially if you use it for what it's meant for. But apparently,
and if they would like to sponsor us, we would definitely take their money.
Yes, we would be glued on you. Dan says, what's Gorilla Glue? Well, it's a very heavy adhesive. You can bond it to anything.
And it comes in different flavors. This specific one is an aerosol can, similar to the way you would spray hairspray or paint, spray paint.
Well, apparently a gentleman named Martin was seen on Dr. Oz show in 2020 discussing his experience engaging in an ice cream challenge and consequences he faced. But he said, he does not want to send out a bad message by doing any of these challenges. But everyone is on social media every day, and there's new challenges all the time, Martin said. But Len Martin says he created the challenge after he already heard a viral video about the Louisiana native. This is another adhesive with their hair.
Wait, so a guy...
Yeah.
Heard about the girl with the hair.
Yes.
And decided to create a viral challenge.
Yes, a viral
using Gorilla Glue.
Yes.
This sounds bad.
Yeah, he said in a Facebook video, Martin says that he believed he could glue a red Solo cup to his lips and lick it right off.
No.
Now in this next photo, let's see if he was successful or not. Apparently, Martin was very successful. The doctor's showing him yes. So it didn't end well for Martin. Apparently, the challenge was not met, and Martin now has a cup in his mouth or cup on his mouth. So he should get with the other guy, and they can have a solo with his uncle. Okay, that's one more. We'll get to the next one, and we're on to the show. This one, I just wanted to say the classy one for last. Apparently, a woman finds a snake in the toilet. Apparently, police officer hurried to tackle. Police officer hurried to tackle, and there's kind of a twist to it, but police officers hurried to tackle a supposed snake in the toilet bowl in a Czech town, blah, 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 blah. What they discovered wasn't any kind of living animal, and they eliminated it quickly with a flush button. They received
I think this story is full of something.
Yeah, they received a phone call from a terrified woman telling them that she found a snake in her toilet. She blocked the toilet and waited, anxiously for the police to arrive. The police hurried to her apartment thinking how big of a snake could fit in a toilet and what would be the best technique to use for capturing it. So that's, when they arrived to the scene, they found the toilet lid covered by the electronics the woman had just put on top of it so the animal couldn't escape. But as the officers looked, it looked like it was a very long, let's just say it wasn't a snake. And apparently they were able to solve the issue by a flush. So,
well, that's fascinating.
It's fascinating. Fascinating. And that is a stupid news. I think it's time to flush this episode.
Oh my goodness. That was the stupid news with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
Man. So
Hey, Lamont.
Hey, Lamont. Now, what kind of snake did she think it was? It was like a... is there such thing like a black Angus?
I don't know. It's brown and smelly snake.
Hey, Daryl, I made it.
Hey, Daryl.
He missed one. He missed the snake. Hey, watch out, Daryl. Anytime you have a snake in the toilet, make sure you flush it first, and then call the police if it doesn't flush.
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
Todd Tolton. Todd Tolton saying hello, and we hello to Todd.
Hey,
and,
Todd.
So, man, we got some group coming in. So let's. What are we gonna get into?
We got a big shoe.
Get a big shoe. So, what we're gonna start off at?
Well,
I'm gonna let you kick it off.
Want to just do this in order? We're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about the heroes, mostly heroes, that we are expecting to come to the MCU in Phase 4. Now, some of these we absolutely have confirmed. There's no doubt these people are going to be in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Some of them we think are probably coming to the Marvel Universe. Some of them we're just kind of guessing at. But I think we have a good educated guess. Now, so why don't we start with a couple we actually know and technically have kind of seen.
Yes.
So, this is a bit of a spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched WandaVision,
and
it's only a little one. I think
exactly.
if you've seen any of the trailers, any of the recent trailers,
that's not
you already know about this.
You know about it. So
yeah. So the first characters, and I'm going to list them in their superhero names.
Yeah.
Which is Wiccan and Speed. Now, for those who aren't familiar, these are kind of the children of Wanda Maximoff and the Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of,
yes.
Kind of. Now, I say kind of because we all know the MCU is fond of just kind of rewriting everybody's backstory.
Pretty much,
pretty significantly, even.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Vision in the comics, it is kind of created by. In the comics, Vision is absolutely created by Ultron.
Yes, exactly.
In the movie, he's kind of started by Ultron, but finished by Stark and Thor.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so there's a little bit of difference there. We got Wanda. We don't know, their parents are somebody we don't know, but in the comics we do know, kind of. There's some weirdness there. So, so we have these kids, and we've already seen them technically as children in WandaVision. Now, what do you think about them as characters right now, as they are as children, without being too spoilery?
I don't know. They kind of, I think they have a feel for it. I think I think right now it was. I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers, but a couple episodes back, they realized basically they just became natural with their abilities. I think out of the blue, they all suddenly they didn't go, oh wow, they had their abilities.
I thought it was funny. There was one small scene where Speed, one of the kids, the one who would be called Speed, like runs really, really fast and comes right back. And one of the adults says, "Hey, you have super speed." He says, "I do." Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you just did it.
Yeah,
doofus. But so in the comics,
but Pedro had a little bit of mentoring in that, don't you think? He kind of got a little bit involved on that.
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
So we've got some. So in the comics, we know that the kids are, they're kind of a construct that Wanda makes, but their souls are part of this bad guy named Mephisto. We don't know if Mephisto is going to be involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or not. That's still a big what if that we hope to find out here in the next couple of weeks. But in the MCU, we've already seen them as kids. But in the comics, they disappear. And technically, they're reborn. Their souls are reborn to a whole different set of parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So when you say twins separated at birth, these were twins that were separated and then born to two separate parents, and then later find out they're twins. So I don't expect to see any of that. My guess is if we see Wiccan and Speed stick around, we're just going to keep them as is. They're just going to be Wanda's kids.
I think that's true. You don't think they're going to branch into the MCU like in the movies or anything like that? You think it's just going to stay contained within WandaVision itself?
Now that's the thing that because of what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Because there's so much of it. There's so much possibility. I can't imagine that Feige isn't considering doing a Young Avengers.
Yeah, and that was my guess. So
yeah, I see it. If he has the plan to do Young Avengers, I don't see any reason not to keep Wiccan and Speed, Billy and Tommy, from WandaVision, let them grow up into teenagers, and bring them into a Young Avengers show. And it totally would make sense.
Well, let's since we touched on the Young Avengers,
here we go.
Yeah,
I forgot about pictures.
Yeah.
So since we touched on the Young Avengers, where do you want to go next?
Well, let's talk about some of the people that would be on the Young Avengers and people that we might think might be playing the parts of that. Like for instance, Kate Bishop, which we know is going to be kind of the Padawan of Hawkeye. So
looking for the photos here,
and of course Hawkeye is a series that's going to come out on Disney Plus, and I think it's going to be more of your Karate Kid type of Kate Bishop, where he's mentoring her to be basically the next Hawkeye. I think he's wanting to kind of. Now, who was the actress that was on there?
Kate Bishop is going to be played
by Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld.
Sorry, Steinfeld. No confusion.
Steinfeld.
What is this thing about Avengers?
It's the wrong Seinfeld. Yeah, right. Steinfeld.
I don't know.
So, and definitely she falls into the Young Avengers category.
Apparently Dan Lackey is not a fan of the Young Avengers. He said that sounds awful. Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. Hey, I'm not saying it's a thing.
Yeah, we're not saying.
But I'm saying it sure dang looks like a thing.
Yeah, think about it. They've gotten these characters. Okay, so they got Kate Bishop. We already know that's going to happen. Okay, just because of Hawkeye.
We already know Kate Bishop is happening. That is confirmed. We have a casting already for the character. She's a teenage Hawkeye, and she has been in the Young Avengers in the comics. So it makes sense.
Yeah, so you got Wiccan and Speed. Well, they're already in WandaVision. So there's two characters actually playing by actors.
Yep. And they're too young right now, so they'd have to be recast as teenagers for the Young Avengers. Then we have another person. I'm going to skip to this one. Cassie Lange.
Cassie
kind
Lange.
Of an interesting one, who technically we have seen in Marvel movies already. Cassie Lange is the daughter of Scott Lang.
That's right.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Now, we've already seen her. She was in Avengers Endgame as a teenager, 5 years. We actually saw her in the was it the first Ant-Man?
Yeah,
he shows up at a birthday party for her.
Yeah, I mean, she was little. She was probably little kid.
Probably 12-ish, maybe.
And then he came back from the blip, and
she's all grown up. So we've already had her cast. It was Emma Furman.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm finding out, and I just found this out. This was just announced a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Ant-Man 3, they have recast Cassie Lange, and it's going to be an actress named Catherine Newton who's going to play Cassie. Okay. Now, it's not confirmed whether she's going to become her superhero alter ego, but if she does, in the comics, that would be this person they called Stature.
Okay.
And she's been, it's kind of like the Ant-Man thing, sometimes she's big, sometimes she's small. But in general, when you think of Stature, you think of, it's the 50-foot woman kind of thing.
Now, there was a thing, there was Miss America. And well, from my understanding, it was being cast by a Latino young lady by the name of...
You're referring about Ms. Marvel.
Miss America.
Miss America.
There's Miss Marvel, and then there's Miss America.
Okay, I don't know
about the Miss America. Most recent member of the Young Avengers in the comics is America Chavez, a.k.a. Miss America. Could be part of the initial lineup in the MCU. Marvel is reported casting a teenager for the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that is believed to be Chavez. Okay. This early introduction could prove vital to Phase 4 film story, but she would also greatly expand the reach of the team.
Okay, I'm familiar with this character. I was not familiar that they were saying she was going to come into the cinematic universe. Oh, yeah, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, this is from
fascinating.
Our friends from Screen Rant, and this was on February the 2nd, this information here.
And it's already been cast, apparently.
Yeah, so
I cannot pronounce her first name. I'm not even going to try to butcher
Chavez?
That name. Gomez is the last name.
Okay.
The first name is starts with an X.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
No,
I'm sure I would butcher it.
But then there's Miss Marvel, the one you were talking about. Yeah.
Right. So then we've got Miss Marvel, who is, where is she in this list? I got her here. There she is. So we've got Miss Marvel, who is Camila Khan.
Yeah.
Kamala Khan, a 16-year-old Pakistani American growing up in Jersey City. She loves comic books. She loves Captain Marvel, and which is interesting. She actually, in the comics, she actually takes the name Ms. Marvel, which is the original name Carol Danvers used.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than Captain Marvel, she was Ms. Marvel, and that has already been cast as well. We've got Iman Vellani playing that character.
Yeah,
and that's a confirmed show on Disney Plus. It's another great candidate to be a young Avenger.
Yeah, I can see that being a Disney Plus series. That would be.
It's supposed to be a Disney Plus series. Well, you mean Young Avengers?
Young Avengers.
See, I think so. I think
I don't see it being a box office. I don't see it being a box office thing.
Or they could do a Disney Plus crossover movie event.
Yeah.
So it's not like whole series. It's just a 2-hour one shot where they cross over all the characters.
Yeah. I'm just not a theater box office type of production.
Yeah, I don't know that it will be a theater box office kind of deal. Now, did we have any other Young Avengers? There was.
Hulkling.
So Hulkling, to that one, we probably need to talk about the show a little bit.
Yeah.
So we know for sure we are going to get a She-Hulk TV series.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't find the pictures. There they are. So we got the She-Hulk. We've already got casting. The Orphan Black actress Tatiana Maslany is going to be playing Bruce Banner's cousin, who is a lawyer and gets a transfusion and becomes She-Hulk. So now she's a lawyer in the comics. She's a lawyer.
Who does she get the transfusion from? Her uncle?
From Banner.
Banner?
From Bruce.
Her cousin. They're cousins.
Cousin.
Okay.
So there's big question marks as to how how is she going to become, are they going to follow the comic book background? Are they going to change it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I expect us to see the MCU Bruce Banner show up in the series, at least in an episode or two.
I could see that.
Wouldn't you think?
I would think so. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Hulkling. This is a possible way to bring Hulkling in. He's not directly involved with either of them, technically, but just because of the way Marvel, the MCU does things, it would make sense that this is the show they're going to bring him up in.
Yeah.
He just kind of shows up. He looks like the Hulk. He's similar to the Hulk. He's a big green teenager, But in comic lore, they actually find out later he's not really gamma irradiated Hulk kind of thing.
Yeah,
he's actually a shapeshifter, and turns out he's half Skrull. So it gets a little weird, but Hulkling is also a young Avenger that is a good possibility. And if he's going to show up anywhere, I think She-Hulk's probably the place to show up.
Gotcha.
Now, I think She-Hulk. Yeah, I think She-Hulk is an interesting TV show opportunity too.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because if they go with the comic idea, she's a lawyer in New York, and she deals with a lot of odd superhero-y cases. Now, that gives us the possibility that we see characters like Daredevil showing up.
That's exactly who I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if not Daredevil, at least Matt Murdock as a lawyer showing up. Just as a consulting lawyer, as a defense attorney that shows up.
Have you heard anything new about actually having the actual Netflix actors playing any of those people? I still hear some grumbling in the background, but
I have not seen anything.
But
confirmed.
I know the rift between the two guys, between the guy in charge of the TV production and, Feige in the movies. But I think it's a wasted opportunity if they don't bring in some of those actors. I've heard some stuff about Punisher, possibility of the Punisher coming over. Might even the actor comes over too. Jessica Jones. Those were the two that came up in my mind. That came up in the article I read. So
I have seen Jessica Jones's name thrown around several times. Yeah. Punisher has come up a couple of times in things I've read. And everybody wants.
Dan Licky, he says, looking forward to She-Hulk. Good actress cast for the part.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's good casting. I think it could be a really good show, and this could be an interesting way just to bring in one-off superhero characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If they play it up, if they play this up into more of a episodic Law and Order for superheroes kind of show, you know what I'm saying?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, exactly. Dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
If they play it up like that, this would be a great way to bring in one-off superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really see them in action, or you just see a flashback when, you know, she's explaining exactly what they did and why they did it while she's defending them.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's an interesting idea. I don't know what will come of She-Hulk. I'm expectant and hopeful, and I would love to see this be a way for them to get some of those Netflix characters in.
Well, you know, and I can see that too. She's a lawyer, you know, and of course there's a big push against mutants, so she
that's another
defending
that is
mutants.
another possibility
So
that
there
she
you
could be
go.
defending mutants.
Yeah.
You know, so those are all interesting possibilities there.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go next?
You go ahead and bring it up. I already kind of took us off the rails on the.
Okay,
on that,
let's go to Adam Warlock. So we got Adam Warlock here.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Warlock has been teased multiple times
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then he never showed up.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, he should have been the guy to take care of Thanos in the Infinity War.
Exactly.
But they decided not to go there, never brought him in. But, you know, we still have those post-credit scenes. You know, it's possible he could come into the stories. You know, he's just shy of godlike. He has, in the comics, he actually has one of the Infinity Stones. He's got the Soul Stone. So there's some rumors that he could show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, possibly he's going to be a bad guy. Maybe they'll do that kind of twist. They'll do a heel turn and make Adam the bad guy instead of the good guy. But what do you think about Adam Warlock coming back? Do you think it's going to happen, or do you think we're just going to, you know, gently forget that ever happened?
I'm leaning towards kind of gently forgetting that it happened. I don't know if they want to completely focus on that particular character, but I may be wrong. What do you think?
In general, I think probably they think they're just going to forget about this character.
Yeah.
That being said, Dan asks, is he more powerful than Doctor Strange? That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the comics, he's probably stronger. I mean, physically stronger, but you know, they have such different power sets.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they want to forget about him, but they also want the cinematic universe to be a whole lot more spacey.
Yeah. Well, I definitely would be that. Speaking of spacey, and I'm kind of jumping ahead,
Go ahead.
But I'm fascinated with then is Nova.
Okay, how much? Okay. Do you know much about Nova?
I know a lot. Well, I know the comic background. I don't, but I do. But I understand Nova Squad from Galaxy of the Guardians, and so, and the deal is, and what's funny is that it's, you know, most of the squad died. And I think one of the leftovers of all people, John C. Reilly, who exactly.
I was super disappointed with the Nova Corps and what they did.
Yeah.
I feel like they wasted this group of people.
I think so too.
And they just, instead of giving them powers and making them strong, thought Nova would already be here. He thought Nova would already be here.
Daryl McCarty
Me too,
says,
Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl McCarty, yeah.
Me too. I thought he would already be here. I thought as soon as we saw them that we were going to get a Nova.
I thought so too, yeah.
Now, like you said, we didn't really see them get decimated, but we hear about it.
Yes.
There's a passing comment that when Thanos went to go get one of the stones, he basically destroyed all the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
Which, could give us the ability to get one of these two guys into the series. So, we've got two Novas. You've got the older adult Nova, Richard Rider, and then you've got the teenager, once again, a good possible option for the Young Avengers, Sam Alexander.
Yeah.
And, they basically have the power of the Nova. It's this special, spacey, they're like, kind of like the cop version of Captain Marvel,
Yeah, exactly.
They are a Captain Marvel analog.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Not quite as powerful, probably, as far as the comics go, but definitely in the same range.
Maybe like the DC version, their Lantern Corps.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's really what it was supposed to be. I mean, it's very similar to a Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
You all have the same helmet. That helmet. You all have the same powers, and you can pass those powers down somehow. But I think they're both good opportunities in these characters. And now where they show up, this one's a little bit of this one's probably just a guess on my part. I'll be straight up. I'm just guessing that Nova is going to happen. I think the fact that the Nova Corps, the whole group of them, is basically gone now, leaves us a hole that you could have a guy named Nova now.
Yeah, you could. Who could build it back up again? But I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be.
You don't think so?
John C. Reilly.
You don't think so? I saw that photo and I thought. But when I first saw it, it'd be hilarious. I would just. Like Paul Rudd, Paul Rudd's going to be Ant-Man. It was kind of funny to me thinking, but again, he's perfect in it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? If they bring Nova in as a character, if they bring in Richard Rider, but that's not his name. Does he have a name in the movies?
In the movie, I don't remember.
I don't know if he has a name or not, but if they bring in the adult Nova as just one super powered guy, and all of a sudden it's Riley, and he just happens to show up in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'd be okay with it.
Why not? At this point, why not?
Why not?
Marvel, you can do it all. It's okay.
Honestly, and that had not even occurred to me till you said it.
That's where I was going with it, yeah.
But okay, yeah, I could. That could happen. That could happen. Todd VC, Will Ferrell be Nova? No.
There's a lot of no.
No. There's a word before no.
So I forget that you're not a fan of Will Ferrell.
I am not a fan of Will Ferrell.
I think we found that out in a couple episodes back of the show. So yeah. It got pretty ugly. Even the audience got pretty ugly about it too.
I know they don't like.
I backed the truck up. I say, forget it.
Jason's like the only one on my side about no Will Ferrell. Thank you, Jason. Oh my goodness. What about Blade?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Blade is confirmed.
Blade. Yeah.
Blade is confirmed coming back to the MCU. Well, here's Blade. Here's Blade in the 1970s.
Oh, yeah. A Superfly right there, buddy.
He is totally Superfly. It is top-notch blaxploitation era comic books right there.
I don't think Wesley Snipes is going to play him.
No, it's not going to. No, we've already got it cast.
Oh, do we?
So we've had Wesley Snipes. Mahershala Ali is already cast for Blade.
Oh, he's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
I think this could be amazing if they have the right writer.
Yes.
And they make it dark I think this could be great.
I think so too.
And a lot of people are tossing around that it needs to be an R-rated movie.
May have to be.
The original Blade movies were R-rated. What do you think about that?
I think so. I just the name itself, Blade. It almost has the violence of Deadpool without the humor.
Very, very much so. It tends to be a very bloody kind of movie. Dan, how will the new Blade differ from Luke Cage? So, I don't know. He might be referring to the fact that Mahershala Ali was in he was in the Netflix shows, and he played a character called, was he Cottonmouth?
Cottonmouth.
It's a whole different character. So, just forget about that whole Netflix thing, like it didn't happen.
But he was good in that too.
He was really good.
He was.
So Blade is, if you're not familiar with the character Blade, just a quick update. He is a half vampire. He's not a full vampire.
From his mother's side or from his father's side? I just want to know.
I don't know, but
because that would be an interesting wedding. The guest, mother's, that side and then the other side.
His dad was the count, and his mom was
and your mom, and so they had to stay separate, or there'd be some blood fusion going on. So go ahead. I don't know.
The dad was a count. The mom was the one of the ladies from Sesame Street.
You went there, didn't you?
I did go there.
You went all Sesame Street on me.
So he's a half vampire, but he's specifically a vampire slayer. So he hunts down and kills vampires. So in his Marvel runs, he has.
Does he know Abraham Lincoln?
I think maybe.
Abraham Lincoln. I heard he was a vampire slayer.
In at least one movie.
Yeah.
He has fought the likes of Dracula, because at one point Marvel had Dracula as a character. He has fought another vampire that we know is coming to the sort of MCU, the Sony MCU.
MCU Light?
MCU Light? I don't know what to call it. What is that?
It's the Uncola. It's the Unmarvel.
We know Jared Leto is coming to Sony as Morbius. And we know Sony is letting some things cross over because we've got Spider-Man.
So wait a minute, the Joker is going over to Sony, and I'm so confused. Just stick to
not the Joker. This
okay.
is interesting. Jared Leto is coming to Marvel as Morbius, the living vampire.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, very few characters that are major characters get to do both DC and Marvel.
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty rare.
That is.
But Jared Leto is getting to do, he is still the Joker.
That's funny. I'm seeing it between Marvel and Star Wars. That's interesting.
Marvel and Star Wars, I bet, will cross over more. As far as characters wise.
Yeah.
As far as actors go. Yeah. As far as actors go, I think they'll cross over even more now.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Because I think it's a whole lot easier if you've already got somebody under a contract to be able to say, hey, you know what? You really like it here. Why don't you hang around a little longer, but we want to move you over here to Marvel. Or, hey, I know you really did great on Marvel, but we're kind of writing your character out, but we like you. So let's move you over here to Star Wars.
Isn't that a great deal? That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, count me in.
But as far as Blade goes, I think we could see Blade cross over with Morbius. Yeah. So we could have a Marvel Sony, blend happening there. I don't know what that would look like, but I can't imagine that being anything than an R-rated movie.
I can't either.
If they can get Blade to be R-rated, I think that will help. The Deadpool movie get its R rating.
Yeah.
Because I think Disney's a little skittish.
Yeah.
They're
I
saying
watched
it's.
it. Yeah.
Oh, what were you
I watched it the other night. It's funny you said that. I was bored, so I watched Deadpool 2. You know, it was on Hulu. You know, so I watched it and I thought, man, this is so good. X-Force. But anyhow, yeah, I was taking photos. I was taking snapshots of the movie and sending it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Deadpool, speaking of Deadpool, are you going to see any? You think we're going to see any crossovers with Deadpool in any of the? I mean, I don't. Well, let's say this, we know right now they are writing a new X-Men. A
Deadpool.
No, X-Men. They're in the talk of doing a whole new X-Men reboot.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
but they're not writing that currently, right? They're just figuring it out. Am I wrong?
Well, maybe they're just figuring it out. I was hoping they were writing it and getting it going.
Well, because I heard they were writing Deadpool.
Yeah.
They were working on writing. Okay.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, so you may have seen something I haven't yet.
I may.
No, that's exciting. That's exciting. Now, speaking of Deadpool, since we're on Deadpool, there's one thing that is a possibility, and I think this is a way you can make it happen. Let's go back to She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I read one article, and I've only seen it in one article, but it was a reliable source. I can't recall which reliable source it is right now.
They got you covered?
It was not We've Got You Covered.
You can tell we love that publication.
It's so funny. But it's not We Got You Covered, and it's not comicbook.com. But it said that She-Hulk, it just like mentioned it in passing, that She-Hulk would be a comedy. Now, I don't know how much of a comedy. Is it going to be a comedy like WandaVision is a comedy?
You think so? Seems more a horror feeling to me.
Well, what I mean is, when they said that it's going to be a comedy, is it going to be like WandaVision, where WandaVision has these weird segments that are blatant comedic, yes, but they're unsettling comedy.
I see,
because you find out really what's going on in the middle of it,
the meaning behind it. Yeah.
So I don't know I don't know if the She-Hulk TV show is actually going to be a comedy. I've only seen it that one time, but it seems like it was like Hollywood Reporter or something that I was reading. When I saw that,
it could be something light like Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man's kind of light.
It could be Ant-Man or Guardians
of
the Galaxy kind of
would
humor.
Be more, yeah.
So you've got that idea. So if it's comedic in any way, she could defend Deadpool.
I'm for it. Yeah.
It would be an easy way to bring Deadpool into the MCU as a character and tie him into the universe. Even if you never use his movies, you just say they exist in the same universe simply by having him show up as a defendant for one of the She-Hulk episodes.
We were talking about last time I was reading, originally Disney wanted Deadpool to be, they wanted to do a road trip between him and Wolverine, like a road trip. And I thought about that and I thought, I would love for them to have it where you have Cable. At least you can't have Wolverine because I know Hugh Jackman's have nothing to do with that. And I don't want to see anybody else playing Wolverine except for him. But I could see Cable and Deadpool,
on a road trip.
On a road trip. I mean, not a road trip, but kind of a buddy thing.
A buddy movie.
Yeah, a buddy movie.
That could be.
Josh
could be
Brolin
really
was really good. I really liked Josh Brolin in it. And they made fun of his height, which I loved,
Now,
he's a lot shorter than the comic books,
Now, I think it's interesting. It's like, well, we've killed off Thanos.
Yeah.
I think. Have we killed off? Pretty sure we've killed off Thanos. So everything's so weird and timey-wimey anymore.
Yeah.
But we've killed off Thanos, so he's got a spot to stay on as a Marvel hero.
Yeah.
And just bring him in as Cable. So just keep him around.
Keep him around.
Oh my goodness. Hey man, we're running long, we're not running long, but we are.
Oh yeah.
We only probably have a few more minutes. Who else?
Get some highlights.
Let me blow through some real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
So these are just ones that we know. A couple that we know for sure. We know Shang-Chi is coming.
Yeah.
Master of Kung Fu. And it has already been cast.
Great actor.
Great
awesome.
actor.
Yeah.
We also have the bad guy. We have a Mandarin, and it looks like we're going to get a real Mandarin this time. We're not going to get the phony actor, and we're not going to get the weird white guy. We're going to get an actual Mandarin, and maybe we get 10 physical rings with some weird super mystic powers. I hope that's the direction they go.
Yeah.
We already talked about She-Hulk. This one we've already seen. Technically, we've seen Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
And we're pretty, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched WandaVision, pretty sure we've physically seen her powers.
Yeah.
And this outfit, this sword outfit she's in, is actually reminiscent of the color scheme of her real outfits.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
In the comics.
Yeah.
So what we will call her, I don't know. Maybe we'll call her Photon. Maybe they won't call her anything the way they do with Barton and Natasha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now we've got my favorite actress in the whole world. Can you feel the sarcasm in my voice?
Yes, Natalie Portman. Yes, that's
Natalie Portman will be coming as the mighty Thor, the female version of Thor.
I would have rather have I can't remember her name. Where Thor gave the mantle. Valkyrie.
Yes.
That's who it should have got. That's it.
Yeah.
This was
if you're watching this for the first time, don't think we're dissing on a female Thor.
No.
We don't mind a female Thor. We wanted a female Thor. We just didn't want Natalie Portman. So anyway, anytime I say this, I always
I'm glad you
want
did
to
that.
clarify. I want to clarify. It's I really thought they were going for it when he passed the mantle. When he said he says to Valkyrie, Asgard needs a king, and you're it. I was like, oh yes. And
Natalie
then
Portman?
I was like, seriously?
What? Padme?
Yeah.
Died because she was sad? Go ahead.
We do have a confirm of Moon Knight coming. Moon Knight will have his own show. Speaking of the Star Wars crossover, Oscar Isaac is confirmed to be playing Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Moon Knight, he is kind of the
Batman
analog for Marvel, kind of.
Yeah.
He's got a little different backstory. His parents don't die. He does. We've got the Eternals. I'm not going to go through all of them. I think there's way too many of them.
I think so too.
Plus, we have an extra person. We have Kit Harington coming as the Black Knight in the same movie.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly which Black Knight he's going to be.
Yeah.
In the comics, there was a bad guy Black Knight, and then later his son comes back as the good Black Knight and joins the Avengers.
Yes.
So we've got another possibility here. He's not young. He won't be a young Avenger, but we do have a possibility for an extra fill-in Avenger sometime. Who else do we have? We have, Young Avengers, speaking of. We've got Riri Williams as Ironheart. In the comics, she was a protege of Tony. We don't have a Tony for her to be a protege of, so I'm not sure how that's going to fall out. But it has already been cast. Dominique Thorne is going to be playing Ironheart, going to have her own Disney Plus show. And
U.S. Agent.
Then we have John Walker, U.S. Agent.
That's right.
And we have Wyatt Russell already cast. And he just looks like a big doofus in that costume.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
I don't know what it is. I hope it looks better than that.
That looks like a really bad Mattel action figure. Oh, my.
It's a set photo. It's the set photographer set photo. Like,
I wonder,
this is
I wonder
not
it has
the camera shot. This is not the right lighting.
I wonder if this will be like a publicity outfit like they did with, remember Captain America when he was touring through,
Yeah.
With the USO and, throughout.
So here's my speculation.
Yes.
You notice he has the shield.
Yes.
My speculation is, and I think it's the real shield because there's it looks like it's got little scuff marks on it.
Yeah.
Like it's been in battle. My speculation is the government is going to say, we own the shield. We choose this guy to be the replacement for Captain America. And Falcon and Winter Soldier are not happy about it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I think that's
I
where
can
we're
see
going.
that. Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so we've already talked about those two. Okay, these two really quick. Red Guardian is coming. There he is.
I like that actor. He's from Stranger Things.
Yes. So we got David Harbour playing a bit of a has-been.
I know. I love that.
I love it.
I love that.
If you're not familiar with Red Guardian, he's basically the Soviet version of Captain America. And then we've got the bad guy. We haven't talked a lot about bad guys, but we do have an interesting bad guy, Taskmaster. And I bring him up because if they don't kill him off in this movie, he could easily be a Captain America villain or a Falcon and Winter Soldier villain later on. Basically, he can just learn anybody's moves by just watching them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we've got the last two, and we've got Neymar coming. Oh, wait, that's not Neymar, is it?
No, that's the other guy from the
that's
other
Aquaman.
franchise. Yes, that's the other.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got confused.
Yes.
The pictures look too similar.
There you go.
There's Neymar.
Neymar. Sub-sandwich commander. Submariner. Yes, whatever you want to call him.
Yes. So here's my pitch on Neymar. A lot of people have said Neymar will come in the Black Panther 2. Now, with the loss of Boseman and not having a sure thing as to who's going to take the Black Panther mantle, I don't know if it's going to be a two-king battle like they've kept saying.
Are they still talking about it's coming out? Are they still working on it? Is it still
as far as I know? And early on it was all, it was kind of the battle of two kingdoms, and everybody was like, oh, it's going to be Namor because that makes sense. Yeah. But I don't know anymore. And now that I know that when I put this in here, I didn't know about the Wakanda show.
Oh yeah.
And now that I know there's going to be a Wakanda show, I start wondering, is there really going to be a Black Panther movie?
Yeah, exactly.
And if there's not going to be a Black Panther movie, I don't know that Namor will come out in a show.
I don't think so either. Not if that happens.
Not if that happens.
No.
And the piece de resistance, the one that was announced at the last minute in December, is the Fantastic Four. No, not them.
No, not that one.
The Fantastic Four. No,
that's not
the Fanforstic. Can we? Okay. This one's okay.
We'll agree with that.
We'll accept
one.
on this one. Okay. So the Fantastic Four should be coming. Actually, are coming, and I think it will be a missed opportunity if the Fantastic Four don't show up in Phase 4.
I agree. I agree.
But I would expect we start seeing one or two of those characters pop into other shows.
Now, is the Fantastic Four, maybe I'm confused, are they in writing of that right now? Is that the show?
Well, it's supposed to be a movie.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, right.
I doubt it's in right. I doubt it's being written.
Okay.
Nothing I have seen has listed casting, and I've looked. But I won't be surprised if we don't see the characters. Mm-hmm. Because WandaVision is pushing S.W.O.R.D. pretty hard, and S.W.O.R.D. has been talking about space flight and astronauts. Exactly. Now, what I think will happen is if we see some of these characters, we will see them one-offs in passing as people at S.W.O.R.D. who are just being consulted, and they're not the Fantastic Four yet. We'll see Reed Richards as a scientist in general at Sword.
Yeah, I see that.
We'll see Ben Grimm as a space pilot, as a astronaut pilot that happens to work at Sword.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I think will happen, because it really feels like they're pushing Sword to be the place where the Fantastic Four is going to come out of.
And that may be something they're setting up for at least the leader, Reed Richards, to show up from WandaVision or something like that, leading up from that.
A lot of people in the last episode, Monica Rambeau was supposed to go see a aerospace scientist. Yeah. And a lot of people speculated that it was going to be Reed Richards.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't. So it was a lost opportunity. If they had him cast already, it would have been a great position for him.
Yeah, I think so.
But probably they didn't have him cast. Will Chris Evans be the Human Torch? We can hope not. Michael asked me.
No.
I don't think they'll let that happen.
No.
Hopefully they get it right this time. The Fantastic Four has... now, I will say this. I didn't think... Okay, that first Fantastic Four I showed, that movie never released. It was never intended. That was simply so that they could hold on to the rights of the characters to create movies. That was all that was done.
That was all that, yeah.
It was done as cheaply as possible, and it's horrible and never was released. I don't think this was a horrible movie. It's not a great movie.
No, but I don't.
And the casting wasn't perfect.
No,
but I don't think it's horrible.
Well, not compared to what we've seen now in the comparison.
Yeah, this one I don't like.
This one, no, that was ridiculous. No.
Yeah, I think it strayed too far. It tried too hard. But I didn't think this one was horrible for its day.
For the day, yeah.
Yeah. I think they messed some things up. I don't think the casting was great. Reed was not a good... The character, the guy that played Reed wasn't great.
No.
The guy that played Ben Grimm was actually pretty decent in that movie. Chris Evans was okay. I think it was a bad fit in general.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think he did bad in the... I don't think he was bad. I just don't think it was a good fit for him.
I agree with that.
And then the Sue Richards, I think she was just the wrong character. I don't think... I haven't really cared for her in a lot of things she's been in. She's fine, but I don't think she's spectacular as a superhero. But anyway, so those are the characters that we expect to see in the MCU.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Whew. Man. There was a lot there.
There was a lot. I had to like fasten my seatbelt and had to get through that. So,
Dan says, definitely enjoying this discussion, worth staying awake for in Scotland. Thanks, guys. Hey, Dan, thank you so much for watching from Scotland.
Thank you.
We are a bit humbled to know that we have people watching us literally around the world.
From New Zealand, from Scotland.
From right here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
in Tiger Country.
Tiger
King Country.
You know, from Florida with Todd.
From Florida, yeah. Honestly, when we started doing this 3 years ago in your man cave with just our microphones, did you ever expect to hear comments from people from Scotland and New Zealand?
No, never.
Never.
A lawsuit or something, but never. Something like that. But no, I mean, I would never thought of that. Man, this is awesome. Great show, man. Good show.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what we have next week.
Man, we had a meeting the other night, dude.
I know, but I don't have
because of this very thing. Because we had a meeting, I said, man, we got to stay ahead of the game and not do this stuff at the last minute. And now we can't even think of what it is.
Just because we have it written down doesn't mean I remember what it was.
That's true.
Oh my goodness.
Hang on, folks. Go ahead.
Future shows. Okay, so next week we are going to talk about ideas in movies that were just bad.
Yeah.
Now, we're not saying the movie was bad. we're just, hey, Rob Moore says, great show. Appreciate it, Rob.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Rob.
you watching. So we're not saying that the movie was bad. We're just saying this particular idea in this movie
wasn't very good.
Like, Star Wars Episode 3 wasn't a horrible movie.
No.
But, keeping Natalie Portman on was not a great idea.
No, it wasn't.
Mike and I have already discussed this. We know what our first two we know what the first two things we're going to say are.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the show because we want to be friends till the show. And then we'll do it on the show. So, yes.
Maybe we should save it for last to make sure I don't know. I think we get it out of the way.
So we get it out of the way, have the tension, yes. Our regulars will know exactly what we're talking about. So anyway, yeah.
So if you know of anything that you saw in a movie that you thought, that's just awful, send us a message. Let us know. We'll check it out. See if we agree with you or not. Todd says, great show. I've got to go do some composting.
Some compost. Oh man, we're in deep, aren't we?
And on that note, let's just end
let's end the show.
This has been the Something About Something show with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
Oh, and my good friend Ricky Pope. Oh.
I hit the button again.
Oh man, Todd would never let me live that down. Oh man.
Between that and the snake in the toilet,
that's it. We're done.